Divine Masculine writes a love letter for the Divine Feminine, and in this particular love letter, what I see, the energy is of lack of abundance consciousness. The separation is because of poor money consciousness or lack of contentment or too much codependency on societal acceptance by the parents. And I know a lot of you people would have different situations playing out, but the core feelings are normally same. So if you resonate with these energies, then let's all focus on everybody's healing and inner work. And if you resonate less with it, then please share a prayer for all those twin flamers who could be suffering from it. A very honest and a very selfless prayer can also increase our energy, our inner energy, many folds. For personal sessions, for personal situations, for hand holding, for therapy sessions, which is very important in today's day and age, if you genuinely want to grow. And for personal readings, please go through the description box first. Once you have gone through it, then you can write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com. All of the information is given in the description box. Let's start the letter now. My dear love, I am very lucky to have you in my life. And staying away from you is hard. But I'm glad that I can talk to you now. I can share all of this that was in my heart for so long. And I wish to stay connected with you. I am writing this letter after observing our relationship for a long time. You were always my choice, but I also had family pressure, responsibilities, and most importantly, I was told that in order to survive in this world, we have to take everyone together with us. We need to be liked by other people, and other people are also our support system. I was also taught that one has to work hard and that requires sacrifices too. My family had invested a lot of money on my education so that I could have a bright future. I wanted other people to also always look up to my parents as a source of inspiration, that they have raised their children well. They told me that they took loans to pay for my education so that I could get a bright future. It was all for me. They had to go through hard times so that I could study in fancy schools and colleges where only well-off people send their children to study. To be amongst the affluent society, we had to mingle with the best crowd. And my parents didn't want me to waste my time with other kids growing up in the regular society around me. I was told that I was better than others and I am born to do bigger things in life. We could have chosen to live in a simple place, but we wanted to be in the city lives because my parents did come from a humble background before me, and they always hoped and dreamed of a big fancy life, no matter what they got in the legacy. They also made a conscious decision, a choice. When I met you and fell in love with you, instantly, I had a feeling that it may not be easy because I had to complete my studies, followed by higher education, and then find the best suitable and high paying job that would bring a fruition to my family's dreams and an answer to their struggle for me. The type of education I received, I was sure to land up a highly paying job. But the first goal was also to clear any pending dues or loans that my parents had taken for me. My parents wanted me to get married, and they were always on the lookout for a very wealthy family so that money would never be a constraint. And this is the one place I felt a bit differently than them, because I did not want to marry only because the girl's family would act as a good financial or materialistic support. I know there are some men who do that. They look for rich women or rich families so that they can get some kind of a good financial transaction. But my only goal and my only aim was to make my parents happy. It did hurt me somehow to be this way and to be supportive in their approach. But I only wanted to marry the one I love or be in a relationship with someone who really mattered to me. When I told my parents that I'm not interested in going for an arrangement that they want me to get into, they were hurt. But I wanted them to have faith in me, and I told them that I am capable enough to give them a good life, to provide them with everything that they want from a child or from me or from life in general, because I had seen how much they had struggled for me especially. I had to prove it to my parents, who thought that if I wanted to achieve big in life, I must marry either equally wealthy family, in a family like that, or much more wealthy than me. Maybe they would use their contacts, and they also felt that having a son is a privilege itself. So this is the type of patriarchal thoughts that I was in. I did consider myself to be wealthy, but I always saw in the eyes of my parents that they were not satisfied with whatever situation they were in. In the eyes of the society, they wanted to be even better. So this disparity and difference of opinion was present even before I looked at you as my life partner. It was love at first sight, but I hadn't thought about our future so deeply. Yes, it was my fault when I later blamed you for the difference between me and my parents. I made you feel like as if you are the one who created a wall between us, and even sided up with them in some situations. I was spiritually immature to understand that not only my family had scapegoated you, but even I did the same to you. My dear, you weren't materialistic, and you didn't think that it was a big deal to do everything in order to prove to the society that we are good enough to mingle with them. In fact, I saw that you were living a very peaceful life as compared to many people, because you were never mingling with the society norms. The initial phase between us was very beautiful. Until that time, we hadn't shared about our feelings with anyone. But it was my decision to let my family know about us because I wanted to get their approval, because I also thought that you are pretty nice. In my opinion, you were the best person I had ever met. And I also thought that my parents will equally like you and approve you, because they were my well-wishers and they would be happy to know that I've found love in you. In fact, initially they didn't even say anything negative, so I was very happy about it. But it was only for a few weeks, after which they constantly pestered me to let go of you, because they thought that you were not what they had planned for me. And whenever we had our own personal fights and I would tell them about it, or I would look depressed or look sad, they would always pinpoint it towards your upbringing or your social status. I had many fights with them, and then we also started fighting a lot, both of us as well. So the push and pull was from outside, and it was within us too. But I'm not justifying that what I did to you was right. However, it was difficult for me to go through all of those emotions of despair. I'm also not trying to get sympathy over here, because I know I wasn't right. I was too babied and I was too dependent on my parents' approval for everything. And I'm also not saying that you have not suffered or you suffered less than me, because after you moved on, or I made you move on from me, I could see that you were happy, much happy than you were what you were with me. And you started looking more and more happy afterwards, which used to make me question that, as if I was the reason for your unhappiness. I know that it was my own decision to walk away from you instead of looking within myself, and I thought it was better to blame you and start all over a new life again. I wasn't brave enough. Yes, I was a coward, and I didn't want to be alone. I was scared to be alone. I was scared to be cut off from my family, who were scared to be cut off from the society because of the difference we had between us. And I know I needed the crutches to walk, and I was in survival energies. I'm very sure that those must have been extremely hard days for you, because not only I betrayed you and chose my parents over you, But I also said many mean things to you because I had to point out, or I had to show you some things were wrong with you. That's why I was walking out on you, not because of my family or not because that I wanted to side up with them. For about 2 years, I remember I was very happy and I was supported in every move because my family heaved a sigh of relief after I ended everything with you. I even showed them my phone for proof's sake that we were not talking anymore. And then they were ready to invest into my bright future again. They didn't bring up any problems at all. Looking at their happy faces and relaxed attitudes, I did feel that I made the right choice ending everything with you because everyone was so calm after that. Even my siblings or anyone else who was of my age, who could understand love or who was given all sorts of approval in love, nobody supported me. Everyone was very happy with me and they even congratulated me because they told me that the negativity is now out of my life and out of my door. And I also felt very strongly that you were indeed the problem. I had a feeling that you're very strong and everything was not real, not so real, so you would eventually do fine. Until and unless I started suffering. I really started suffering when I figured out that you don't need me anymore. Not a coward man like me. Anyway, I know you must have hated me and I deserved to be hated at that point in time. I didn't consider your feelings. When it started happening to me, and another reason why I started considering your feeling is because I realized that my family had started going back to their own ways and this time there was nobody to blame. So I figured out that this is their true nature. And that's the reason why I'm glad that you were not around. So it was literally an act of God. No self-respecting woman would come to a man who could not even keep up a single promise. I humiliated you on their behalf. And at that time, every single choice of word I used against you was to make you leave me alone and never come back because I was feeling sick of you. And you were the burden, you had become the burden I wanted to discard as soon as I could. I do regret now every single word of what I had said to you because you never came back. And that is the reason why I'm also thankful to you. After some time, my family started doing the same things that they used to do earlier. And this time they were in full bloom. They always made me feel bad and they would keep pinpointing my mistakes to me. And they didn't even care how I felt because they felt that they had already fooled me in the past or I was a fool in front of them. They were the smart ones because they knew what was better for me. This is when I realized my mistake because I was literally alone against a big gang. I thought that it was always you who supported me the most. But because of them, I had blamed you and started believing that you were the problem creator in my life. After you left, the same situations started getting copy pasted. And I remembered that it was always like this actually. They had way too many expectations from me and they would always keep telling me how many favors they had done. And if that would not work on me, they would emotionally blackmail me by crying in front of me, by showing me crocodile tears, by always being the poor victim who had done so much for me. And now it is my duty to give it back to them. When I started figuring things out, again with the help of God, because I don't know how I did it actually, I realized that it was me who needs to get fixed, not my parents, not you. Of course not you because you are the one who gave me unconditional love, and not my parents because they in their own heads were also loving me in some way. But I realized that just the way I had cut my cords with you, it's now time to cut my cords with my parents fully. Not because I wanted to teach them a lesson and become revengeful, even though they had betrayed me and put me on sale. They were literally putting me on sale get me married off to a wealthy family so that they would feel happy and secure at my expense. They even made me talk to the girl that they had chosen for me, and they would meet the family of the girl and the girl in family gatherings. One more thing that if I hadn't done, I won't have realized. My parents, especially my mother, if I hadn't done these things, whatever they told me to do, I would not have realized that my mother especially never cared to even check on me. The gatherings were only for them. The gifts they were getting, or the assurances they were getting, or the social status, or some other factor. My mother did not like you because you made her insecure, because you were better than her in many ways. Or, in my opinion, I feel that she saw that I am much more happy and at peace with you. I was changing ever since I met you. I was becoming more spiritual. I had developed different notions. I wanted to live a simpler life. I was not willing to be so materialistic, and these are the changes that they did not like, because before meeting you, I was a big show off too. I wanted all the big things in life. But when I saw the peace in you, I realized that these big things don't really matter if a person is not happy within. My love, old habits die hard. And anyway, the gatherings were only for my parents, and after separating from you, my family had developed a huge ego of how amazing they were at manipulating me and making them do what they wanted, making me do what they wanted from me. I was terribly depressed despite doing everything that they had asked me to do. I thought they would be happy and I would be happy. But this feeling that I was put out on a sale, or I was supposed to only serve them, they would cover it up by saying that it's for my best and that they love me. But when I was going through serious trouble, so much mental depression, I wasn't eating, I wasn't happy. I was crying, I was so low, nobody bothered to care for me. It got so bad that I felt like I was a useless person whose life meant nothing. The woman they had approved for me was more selfish and demanding than even them. I was simply drained in her company because her demands were so weird. She was emotionally demanding so much romantic activities from me, romance and doing all sorts of crazy things for her, buy her red roses, wear strange clothes for her, always be present in front of her friends, keep telling her, keep calling her, keep messaging her. It's not that I wasn't doing romantic things with you, but with you it was coming naturally. But here it looked like I was a clown and I was supposed to entertain her. And she would keep telling me that how many gifts my parents have been giving to you and how much money she's going to bring in, how many things or how much dowry they would be getting in. And I was feeling like a servant for her, literally. At that time, all I could think was of you and your free-spiritedness and your non-demanding nature. You never asked anything from me, and if you did ask, it was only cute things, very cute things I remember you've asked me, which also I don't think I fulfilled. I knew that the only way I could be free was by creating an independent life for me, first and foremost. I had to take the control away from those who really didn't see me as an individual who has personal emotions too. They thought that I was an extension of them, and my job was to please them and take care of them. That's it. And if I don't do that, I'm not a good son. And before all of the drama with you happened, I was their best son because whatever I was doing for them. I don't want to be like them. And I don't want to play manipulating games, or I don't want to live with vendetta, or I don't want to use fake tears or crocodile tears to gain sympathy from the whole world. And which is what my mother always used to do. Every time she would see that I am winning and she's losing, she would start crying in front of everyone. And then people would start taking her side and they would start telling me that I am wrong and she's right. So I didn't want to get into this zone again, and I moved away and I started working elsewhere. I moved away from my parents and I did not give them the same access, and I created boundaries with them. I ended all ties with them and I would not even tell them about my whereabouts. Emotionally also, I was not happy with them because they were never satisfied with anything I did for them. For about few weeks and months, they kept complaining, and the more they would complain, the more I would use their complaining to stay away from them. It was not easy for me because I was also extremely lonely in a new city, in a new place, but I had to somehow go through it. I was happy because now the nagging wasn't there. I was happy because the guilt wasn't there. There was a new type of guilt because now I was doing things for myself, and I kept questioning myself that am I being selfish or not? But I had to make my parents realize that materialistic things won't bring them happiness, or that social status is not the end all and be all. Being content with the wealth they had already was very important. You were right when you had said that there was no need for them to send me to the fanciest school and mingle with the stiff-lipped upper-class delusional society. The only reason my parents spent so much money on me or my education was because they wanted to match up with the rich people or the really high creme de la creme society. We always had enough, but my parents were insecure people, and to be honest, I started to pity them and the suffering they were going through, where they had to constantly please their relatives or other people in order to feel happy. Their life is all about other people. My love, I'm grateful to them for giving me birth to me, but at the same time, I want to give them my best. And that's not materialistic things alone. They also started playing more games with me, like they would cut me out, they would not contact me. Whenever they were happy with my siblings or other cousins, they would make me feel they don't need me, but their games did not last very long because I realized that they do need me because they are not still in the same energies as me and probably you are. I didn't want to just pamper them and feed their ego, and I didn't want to depend on them. So I had to grow right in front of them without needing anyone's support. At that point in time, I didn't want to contact you. Without doing all of this, especially because you also used to tell me that I need to be on my own. I need to make my own decisions. You were frustrated with me constantly because I used to keep going back to them, or I used to keep seeking their approval and validation. I had the same fears in me that I would not be accepted by society. So this time, I didn't want any of that to happen. And I didn't want to go back to you or look for you till the whole drama stopped playing out fully. I did not want my family to also get an opportunity to use the same things all over me again. I wanted my parents to see that a lifestyle without the interference of relatives and fake people and without codependencies was pretty much possible, and for me it was important to do it by myself without their help. You can hate me for the choices I made, you can criticize me, but I won't feel low because of that. If I knew better, then I would not have also suffered so much, and I would have respected your point of view. I suffered too without you, and you need to know that. I didn't want to get back to you half-assed because you also used to emotionally depend on me a lot of times, which I sense now. If you also would not have tried to do everything as I said, maybe things would have been different. Maybe it wasn't as bad as I'm writing about it right now, but I know that your happiness did revolve around me. You were not able to derive happiness on your own. This is my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be 50% right. I could be 50% wrong. But then what I really appreciate you is for the way that you chose peace and self-respect by not contacting me. You did not want to get into toxic vibes. So I want to give you full credit for you, all for you, for inspiring me to become an independent person. You did something so amazing. You created a successful life full of compassion and health without me. You are a contributor in the society. I could be doing things only for myself. I could be independent only for myself. But you are not like that. You are doing so much for many people. Now I want to be by your side because I can see that you are not like other women who are greedy, confused, codependent or clingy or even manipulative. You are straight from the heart. I get a lot of strength from your progress, my love, and my own progress too. And I think personally, if I can come so far and be on my own, then anything is possible. I now have cordial terms with my parents. I have forgiven them. They respect my boundaries. And they also are okay for my whosoever I chose. I choose for myself. And I don't even care about what they think and what they don't think, even though I know that they don't bring it up, but they know a lot of me is still with you. I am doing all my duties as a son. They are not difficult with me anymore. Even though I have forgiven them, but I wonder if you can forgive me too or not. So this is where this divine masculine's perspective ends. But now there is an answer by the divine feminine community, or we can say collective also, because obviously they are interacting these days quite a lot. So she says, and I really like how she starts it: Dear fellow twin flame, life has been good and God has been kind. I did love you truly and sincerely, but it was a very hard journey moving on from you at first. This journey, it had to be my own experience. And I realized that in my own family dynamics also, I had to heal my wounded inner child. At one point, I realized that I have to take you out from the equation. I cannot think about you anymore because there were other things on my plate too. I did not want to put you on the pedestal anymore, and my focus was on healing myself. That was my only priority. But I'm really thankful to you for the way you abandoned me and chose your family over me. If you had not done all of that, I would not have been here right now. And maybe if I was in your position and I was raised the same way that you were raised, if I was also the enabled and privileged person, just like you, it's quite possible that I would have done something similar. Because I could see that from the exterior you had a very loving family, even if in the interior it was not the same. And during my inner work, I understood why I had attracted you in my life. You had to bring that dirt out, you had to bring everything out in the open. So it all makes sense to me. I have forgiven you and your family, and I moved on because I don't want to depend on anyone for love. The 3D and illusionary love is not my piece of cake, not my cup of tea. And I'm no longer interested in it. My self-respect matters to me the most, and I will never ever beg to anyone for love in my life again. The way I did in front of you, it hurt my soul. My soul was crying. Because that's not what they wanted for me. And still, despite all the begging, despite all the crying, despite all the pain I went through, you did not consider it. And I'm very glad. Whatever you did to me was amazing. I can now see that you can understand why I was against the flawed societal system. And that's the reason why I always wanted to lead a spiritual life. But because of you and thanks to you, I did get much better at my mission work. My mission is what I'm born here to do. This is my role in the community. And if you had not troubled me so much, I would not have gotten connected to it, because that's the place from where I was getting complete, total, unconditional happiness from. So your role in my life was very important, and I don't underestimate that role at all. I know you love, but I had to let you go and I had to set you free so that you could also learn your lessons. And today, whatever you're telling me is happening because you learned your lessons. There was no use of telling you, and my own self also, how to do things all the time. I had to fix my life. You remind me of a quote by Rumi. Love has inflicted so many pains on me, but that's how my life became better. So, let bygones be bygones and let source decide what's the best for us. Living in the moment is the best way to live, and I want to stay put on my path. And I will not leave it for anyone, even you. I know you will understand my prerogative better now because it's backed by not only my experience but your own experience too, because you had to struggle in the same way to find happiness. But I'm not interested in other people. That's something I can tell you. There are men who like me, but for sure no one has gone as deep as you have gone in my heart space. We used to communicate even in our silence. But clingy and materialistic love does not excite me. I know you want to support me, and if you truly are meant to support me, then surrender more to source and get your answers. Maybe there is some other department that you've been chosen to take care of. True love means to wish for each other and pray for the progress of each other so that we can enjoy the feeling of unconditional love. I am happy for your growth too. And I knew sooner or later you will also get into the right track. God bless you and everyone involved in this. May all beings be happy. That's my genuine feeling. I want happiness for everyone. But I cannot do it. Everyone has to do it for themselves. I am sharing another quote by Rumi for you, especially. Love is an open secret. Love is the most obvious thing in the world and also the most hidden. With no why to how it keeps its mystery. Love is the arc appointed for the righteous, which annuls the dangers and provides a way of escape. So my friends, this is where the letter has ended, and in the words of Sunamoon, escape my dear twin flames from the bondages and shackles laid by Maya in the form of a flawed society that needs healing too. When we heal many without even realizing it. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.